Alright, let's keep going. I went back to town and picked up some more life gems, as you can see, because they're real cheap and I like them. Okay, so this is the second part of Harvest Valley. There's an ambush in here. I'm not going to do it just yet, but I will show you guys. First, we're going to do this one. This guy should break the wall right here. Shoot me, shoot me. Oh god! Ah, what you need to get this guy to do... Oh, jeez, I can't believe I blocked that. Didn't die. Did you get it? No. You salty wiener. There's a wooden door behind this area, right here. And he can break it with his attacks. You gotta bait him into doing it. It's a pain in the butt. But there's loot over there, so gotta get the loots. Come on, bro. Roll! Come on, hit this damn thing, dude. I hate you so much. I hate you so much, man. Hit me. Hit me. There we go. Okay. Now, if you're in New Game Plus, there's a red phantom back here that will break the wall for you, which is very convenient. But otherwise, you have to let that guy hit it and break it for you to get this stuff back here. A little annoying, like you saw. But, hey, if you want that stuff, Old Knight Pike, Old Knight Great Shield is probably the thing that would catch your eye. There you go. We're going to drop down here. I don't remember what this is, but it's a chest with something. Poison stones, rotten pine. This area down here, full of poison. Basically, we just want to run straight through. It's really hard to see, but you want to run straight and just keep running. There'll be another ladder. If you take a torch down here into these little poison areas, you can see a lot better. But hey, if you know the layout like me, you don't need a torch. So there you go. We're gonna go do this ambush area. I don't know what to call these guys. They're the sickle dudes. Want him to drop down. There we go. But there's like 4 of them in here, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Basically, you want to come over and break this, and this is your save point. Because they will leash right here. So you just bait their attacks and take them down. Because they leash, they might start guarding. Not a big deal. Broke my guard. Thanks for that. And you can kill them all pretty easily from here. Die. Dang it. If you weren't guarding, man. If you weren't guarding, that's gonna hit me. That's gonna not hit me. That's gonna almost kill me. Jeez. You can fight all these guys in there, and I have done it before. It's just, you know, gotta be a little ballsy. Oh. So if you fight him in this little stupid room here, this little hallway, you're good to go. So you don't have to deal with 4 dudes at the same time, because it's not really fair. It's not fair. Attack, dude. Oh god, I didn't think he'd break my guard with 1 freaking hit. That's what I get for having an unleveled character. They're not too bad though. That was a weird yell. Thanks, I guess. Oh, camera's messing around with me here. You get used to their attack patterns, and then you're good to go. Like that is a single hit. They only ever hit once or twice. They never hit 3 times from what I see. Anyway. That's a single. That's a double. They can come into here a little bit, like they do there, especially with their running attacks, but then they just run right back out because that's the leash range. I'm just gonna fight him out here now because I don't want to deal with it anymore. I think he bugged out a little bit. But as soon as you get 1 left, you can just fight him in this big open area and you're good to go. It's just a little precautionary measure so you don't have to fight 4 guys at the same time, get ambushed to death. It's about, at least to me, the hardest part about this game is anytime you have to fight multiple enemies. Because it's very unpredictable. With one enemy, you can see their attack patterns and you know what they're going to do. With two enemies, even if you know all their attack patterns, if they do them in such a varying form that you can't block it or you can't dodge roll it, it screws you over. So, anytime there's a group of enemies, I highly recommend taking them down one at a time. Whether that means maybe you cheese one from range and then kill the other one, or you know, do something like that where you only have to fight one of them because you bottleneck them into a small area, you're good to go. But this area is full of these wooden doors which you can break. Me, being a dummy I was, when I did that last area where you had to get that guy to break the wall, I thought you had to get these guys to break these walls too. So what I did is I killed 3 of them and left one alive, fighting in this huge area. And I led one guy around to break all these doors for me, when it turns out, nope, you could break them yourself. But generally there's spices here, if you want spices. There's a crystal lizard down here who's a little bit of a pain, because he falls off into that poison area. My arrows aren't doing enough damage. If you have a really heavy melee attack, you can get him before he goes, but you gotta kill him essentially in 1, maybe 2 hits tops. So I don't know that I'll get that one, but yeah. There's some spices in that area. I think there's one of each. Another fragrant branch of yore. There is more fragrant branches of yore than you need in the game. So if you use one and you're like, oh god, I used it at the wrong spot, you can get more. Don't worry about it. What was I saying? Spices. What spices do is there's a merchant later on in the game, which is in this direction. You can use a spice. Ow. I'm so used to hitting these guys with poise damage, so they stagger every time you hit them. To lower the intelligence or faith cost, I think Skeptic Spice is for faith, and Simpleton Spice is for intelligence for a spell. So, say you have, 15 intelligence, and there's a spell you want to use that costs 16 intelligence. You can use a spice to lower the cost to 15, which, it's good and it's bad. On certain spells, it's not real great, because by having that lower intelligence / faith level, your spell's going to be doing less damage anyway, so maybe not worth it. But on other ones where it's just a straight increase, or maybe a heal, like, I don't even know, like a great heal maybe for a miracle, that might not be so bad to use a spice on. Or stuff like armor enchants or weapon enchants as well, like magic barrier or lightning weapon or sunlight blade or something like that. Those would be ones that I would personally use spices on if I had a choice. But yeah, make it a little easier for you to cast some spells. You can use them almost indefinitely on a spell, but you have to keep in mind that the cost for that spell will never go lower than 10. 10 is the bare minimum you can get it down to. So let's say there's a sorcery that costs 30 intelligence. You can use 20 spices on it to get it down to 10, and I just died. Great. But it won't go lower than 10. 10 is the absolute minimum. So if you're running a no caster character, like my strength character, you'll still need a minimum of 10 intelligence or faith or whatever, depending on what you're using. So keep that in mind. This is so weird. I've played through this game a bunch of different times, and I never used, this is a short sword. It's a little crappy short sword that does no poise damage. So I'm so used to staggering those guys in one hit, and so you just stun lock them till they die. It's very odd to me to have them not be dying. Change this out, I guess. We'll repair it later. What do I want? Get extra souls, why not? So, not bad. Not used to these guys not getting staggered by my attacks, because I'm so used to using such big weapons, big strength weapons, ultra great swords, and big old clubs or something. But I was literally just gonna say it takes me 2 hits to stagger these guys, and then I hit them twice and he didn't stagger, which is a pain in the butt. So yeah, fun times. This guy poisons himself because he's a nice dude. He should anyway. I don't know how that hit me. At least there's a shockwave. There we go. So I guess it's 3 hits to when they stagger. That kind of sucks. Kind of sucks, not gonna lie. Wow. It's not bad, I'm just not used to it. I'm so used to just being like, oh, here's a big fat guy. Hit, he's dead. Don't have to worry about anything. But I'll be a little smart about it now. I shouldn't have died there. That was my bad. I'm sorry. Jab, jab, jab. There we go. But these guys drop Titanite shards like crazy. I think they can drop large Titanite shards as well. But if you need to farm Titanite for some reason, these guys have a really high drop rate for them. Wow. Just wow. That's all I'm going to say. It's just wow. I cannot believe. Oh. It's like I said, man. I've killed these guys so many times, but every time I killed them, I never let them attack because they get staggered by my weapons, so I'm just not used to it. Not used to it. Now, over this direction, there is a sickle enemy somewhere. Should be. Where are you at, bro? There he is. Hello. Hello. Another one of these guys. Should have fought enough of them by now to know how to kick their butts. I should have attacked there. Real simple. Like I said, they either attack once or they attack twice. My shield sucks, so I can't block anything without them breaking my guard, which is kind of surprising. I think I'd be able to block at least one thing, but apparently not. There we go. But here, sunlight altar. Just like in the original Dark Souls, you can kneel here and you can enter the Sunlight Covenant, in which basically I think it increases your likelihood of your summon sign being down, and when you get summoned you're a gold phantom instead of a white phantom, just like in the original Dark Souls. And when you complete a task, which is to kill a boss with your host, you will get a sunlight medal. You can hand those sunlight medals into the into that broken statue there to increase your rank. You can get a few things from it. I think you get a miracle, a shield, and something else. I'm gonna kill this guy from up here. It's gonna take a few shots. You know, I got throwing knives. You should do more damage. 107. Just because I don't want to fight 2 of these guys at the same time. You know, fighting one of them down there, not a big deal. Fighting 2, yeah, I'd rather not. But you can cheese these guys from range. They're real simple. Basically, there's just... I just want to show you guys all the loot at the bottom. If I didn't, I'd be skipping them. I'd just be going to the boss, essentially, which would be forward. But I want to show you guys everything, just in case, you know, show you what's down here. So if you want to get it, you can. If you don't, you can skip it. You should be dead. Alright. Get my life gems on, because I'm getting poisoned. Hello, bro. Want to attack me? Please? There you go. It's really foggy down here. A little more than I remember. Basically for loot down here, there's just a bunch of small Titanite shards and stuff. I think the big one is this one here that you may want, is Chameleon, which will, well, does what it says. It makes you into a chameleon. You just run around, you got a big tongue with, you know, the compound eyes. It's, you know, it's alright, I guess. Now, it turns you into an object. And what that object is dependent on the stage. But anytime you do an action, cast a spell, do an attack, block, roll, anything like that, it'll break you out. But it's basically camouflage. Like in this area, I think you can turn into like a jar. It's pretty useless except for in PvP. If you want to use it in PvP to get the drop on someone, go for it. You know, if they're dumb enough to not know the layout of the area to know where things are, then there you go. All in all, nothing crazy though. This is in here, and to the left you can additionally drop up from above to get here as well. And here's the exit. Oh, I was hoping it wouldn't poison again. Oh well. Just means I gotta use another life gem. Alright, well that's all the stuff from those poison areas down there. Like I said, if you don't want any of that loot, feel free to skip it. It's generally more hassle than it is to get if you don't want anything, so I generally do. Alright, so this area is the Earthen Peak. Up here and to the left in this cubby hole, there's a poison scarab you want to run past real quick, and a second one right here. There should be another one of these hammer guys. We should pull. There's like 3 of these hammer guys in this small area up here, and you can pull multiple at the same time. Like that guy way over there pulled before this guy for whatever reason. Line of sight. But, yeah. Generally, especially for me, on this character, if I was on my other character, I wouldn't care so much. But, you know, like I said before, it's a hell of a lot easier to fight stuff 1v1 than it is 2v1 or 3v1 or 9v1. I think he's stuck though. Like, there's the third. This is gonna be great. He just fell. Okay. Oh, I'm lucky that staggered him. I thought it took 3. These guys are confusing to me. Oh, mother father, that hurt. Hit me twice. I wasn't expecting that much damage. Thought it'd be okay. God, that is... They're getting blocked by the poison beetle down there, which is good but bad. Just gonna kill you. Hit invisible walls here. Here's one of them. And we'll kill this guy to let him free. Bam. There is a 4th guy as well, but he is in that room up over there, so he should not pull. But there are 3 of them you gotta worry about. I don't know if a plunging attack would be worth it. Nah, we'll just let him come up here. Or not. I'm just gonna drop down here. There's a loot right here. And just a black area. You can't go in here, it's just a dead end. Okay, where'd this guy go? Should be up here. Oh, really? We playing merry-go-round, dude? What's going on? Well, apparently you can plunging attack him and it'll make him fall, so... If you want a plunging attack them, I guess it works. There you go. But yeah, Titanite shards out the butt for these guys. If you really need Titanite this early in the game, you know, you can't buy a whole bunch yet. This is the place to get them. And here's the last guy. Boop. There's more poison beetles in that room, which you can see around the corner there. So, I like to fight this guy out here by himself. Don't have to worry about getting poisoned. There we go. And another Titanite shard. Bam, bam. This chest right here is trapped, by the way. It's not a mimic, you can hit it, it won't break. Well. Important thing to note, in case, I don't know if I ever said it before, but if you break a chest, these wooden ones only, you can't break the metal ones. Whatever loot it had in it will turn into rubbish. So don't break chests. You can hit them once to check and see if it's a mimic, but don't hit them more than that, otherwise you'll risk breaking it. There's a few trap chests like this that aren't mimics, they're kind of random spawn. They're either A, poison, or B, arrows. This one's arrows, I generally just block. Makes it easier. You can roll out of the way and get in an angle where you won't get shot, but yeah. If it's poison, you just roll away. As soon as you see the green mist, you're good to go. I'm going to equip iron arrows. I'll show you why a little bit later. But first, we're going to go get these. Go to this other area and show you what there is. I think it's an Estus Flash shard, so it's worth it. I'm just going to drop down here. Alright, this pool right here. If you go in this pool, you will die. Except for a little pathway right here. If you go even a little bit off to the left of these stairs, it is a bottomless pit and you will die. But if you go this way, you're good. It is poison water, so you will get poisoned. Just be careful. I like to use life gems. You can use poison moss if you want. It's really your call. But there's an SS flash shard, pretty good. In here, there's more poison beetles. Bam, bam. Bam, bam. Bam, bam. I don't remember what this one does. I don't. Oh, there's a wall right here that you can break open from it. And apparently there's a ring thanks to that message there. I don't know how many lock stones I have. I got 4. I guess I can show it. Should be good to go. There are some of these lockstone areas. There are these lockstone faces that are just not worth it to use your lockstone for, so just be careful. I think this is a ring, like they said. I don't know how good it is. Poison bite. Well, it's okay. If you need poison resistance, there you go. There's a poison resist ring. But like I said before, which now you can see it, if you walk in those poison pools, you'll still have poison residue. But you can see my boots are kind of green now, and it's fading slowly. And your poison will keep going up until it fades completely. It should be very soon, right now. So, just be careful with that. You know, don't stay in it for too long, because you are going to have a little bit of a buffer time for later. Now this area you have to jump to, which I'm sure a lot of people love the jump mechanic in this game by now. Like I said, that pool will kill you, so I might miss this. We'll see what happens. What I like to do is aim for here, towards the poison beetle, and try and roll into that door. Into the cell itself. Let's see if this doesn't work. Oh, right on the edge. Good enough though. Alright. Over this way, there's these guys. These are mannequins. They attack very quickly, so they can be a little bit of a nuisance. You can't get critical hits on them. Shouldn't be too big of an issue, but they're very quick and they can poison you really quickly. So, a lot of poison in this area, in case you couldn't tell already. And there's a guy around this corner as well. Like I said, they attack very quickly. There's a pressure plate right here that will shoot arrows right from there. Now these arrows can hit you, and they can hit enemies as well. So if you want to use it as a trap to hit enemies, be my guest. I don't really care at this point. Doesn't matter to me. There's the third guy, last guy right here, and then you're good to go. They can drop their stuff, mannequin stuff, as well as I think a mannequin knife. I think that's about it. I can't remember entirely. Then in here, I don't remember. Heavy crossbow, press 3. Already upgraded for you. Plus some heavy bolts. That could be very useful for you for this next boss. If you remember before, I equipped some iron arrows. And I will show you the reasons of that when I get back up there. But this next boss is the Covetous Demon, I believe it's called. It's a big fat Jabba the Hutt. There is a very easy way to do this boss. But in order to do it, you have to have a good projectile weapon. Now, what I mean by this is you can test on these vases right here. The way this works is, if you use wooden arrows or wooden bolts and attack these things, like that, nothing happens. But if you have the heavy bolts or iron arrows, they will break, just like that. Now this is useful because in this boss room, as I will show you, there are some pots suspended up in the air. So we'll look at them and we'll shoot them. And this makes this boss very easy. What happens when you break these pots is a little hollow undead will fall out of the pot. There's 4 of them in total. There you go. Now what the boss will do is he will literally just spend his time running around, paying attention to these hollows and eating them. He will not attack you, he will not do anything to you, he will just eat these things. So you can beat on him until he dies. And it takes him a while to go through all 4 of them. I mean, I already have him down below half health, he's only eaten 1, he's moving on to his second one, so This makes this boss extremely easy. Keep in mind, while he is eating, you saw it only did 56 damage there. While he is eating, he does take reduced damage for whatever reason. But you break those pots with either a heavy bolts with a crossbow or iron arrows, and they will break. And there you go. Basically the easiest boss in the game if you do that. And then you can kill these guys if there's any left over, if you want to. They don't aggro onto at all, they just kind of freak out, so you don't have to worry about them. That's that boss. If you fight him normally, he's not that bad either. He's pretty slow. You want to watch out for his face, obviously, because he can pick you up and eat you. That'll generally kill you in one hit. But, you know, you just want to circle around. He's pretty slow, move out of his way, wait till he attacks, and then attack him again. Here's Lucatile for the 3rd time, I believe.
This is for you.
I believe she gives me a ring of steel protection +1. There you go.
I found the curse is
I like Lucatile, personally. She's my favorite NPC in this entire game. She's really cool.
I had him. He became, in fact, then.
I'm sure other people like different people, but yeah, I like Lucatile. She's cool. Basically, she has a side quest as well that gets you a trophy. You have to bring her to 3 bosses, and she has to live to 3 of those bosses. And then later in the game, when you talk to her, she will give you her gear, which will be the trophy. But she has a cool backstory. If you're into the lore and all that stuff, I'm not going to shove it in your face and force you to listen to it. But if you are, I do suggest it. She's my favorite character, so there you go. Just talk to her, exhaust her dialogue, rest of the bonfire or whatever, and she will move on to her next area.